site that's for simpletons.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing that she's showing so you can see.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to the dash, let me go to the dashboard.
Oh, we go
Oh,
to,
am I on here?
oh, we go to dashboard to get onto everything, right? Dashboard.
Right, well, yeah, we're gonna go into the menus, so that's, actually menus was one of the drop downs, but you're gonna see under appearance,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see menus.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the menu structure that you will see here. You went
Just
to,
a minute,
no,
I just,
under menus,
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where am I?
okay, on the dashboard,
On the desk, you gotta get logged in.
Yeah. Come on. I was just in.
Click and log in here.
manage locations.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Under appearance, well, okay, there's pop-outs like that, and you can either just wait for them to pop out and then select them, but she's on menus. Okay.
appearance. Oh, so this is. Are these like themes or?
Okay, we're on menus. You're not on menus.
I'm sorry.
Go up to appearance and wait for the pop-up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
Okay, go back. Select menus. Okay. So now, on the right side, you'll see the center right. You'll see menu structure,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see that it's going from top to bottom. Is going from left to right on the menu bar system. Starting with home. There's past events.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down.
Membership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you want to move. That's okay.
I move it,
Okay, if you take your cursor over the title, you see how it's got a four-way.
mm-hmm,
Okay, what I'm going to suggest instead of this dragging this, well, go ahead and start dragging it down.
You
Keep
want
going,
past
keep
events at the
going,
very end,
Keep going,
Phyllis, huh?
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
This is for the
Keep going.
homepage.
Yeah, this is the,
Keep going.
the yeah the
Across the
menu,
top.
the menu across.
Keep
Mhm.
going down. Keep going down. Okay, go above admin.
okay. I'd like it after activities.
Oh, okay, well then
So
go,
we gotta go back up.
Go up, right, okay, now make sure you go to the left and just let go right now.
How was
Oh,
Savannah
okay.
Center?
We
Okay,
just-
so now,
Oh, it was good.
What was there?
The
Now
Evolution Dance
go to
was
the top.
had a
and
little
save the
routine
menu.
they did with,
Okay.
they called it
Okay, so
Fractal
now,
Fairy Tale.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
do that again? Let's see.
Good.
Menu structure.
So the music's all recorded, but
let me,
Yeah.
let me just go look out.
That was nice. That was a nice thing for your birthday.
Okay, here's what it's changed to. So you got,
Yes,
so your past events are over here now.
yes.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you can arrange these, rename them, whatever you want.
Under so change
It's
titles.
dashboard, appearance, menu structures.
Okay, another way to, if you're sitting on the outside and you've been logged in, if you notice when I just go up here and it's hovering and I get this menu that pops down in the top here, menus is right here.
Oh, there too.
So there you can go, that's just a quicker way to get to it.
Okay.
Mine isn't there.
On
Yours-
the,
I have visit site.
I said when you're on the outside.
From the outside.
when you're where?
Click on visit site.
Visit side, okay.
No,
Not me, I wanted to see where she's
oh,
going.
well, she was where you were and I'm trying to get her where you were.
Trying to find out the other way to do it.
Oh,
Now just
oh, I
Over-
see.
over here it goes on to,
Menus.
right, and the same thing, you know, you've got this new menu up here.
Yeah.
You've got edit page, or there's a number of things you can do right from the outside to go directly instead of going back to the dashboard and looking around for something.
Jim, I cannot even log in, so
Pardon?
I can't even log in.
You made a post.
Yes, I logged in. I changed my password. I played around with it a little bit. I logged out. I went to go back on later. I couldn't get back in.
Because you didn't put in the password correctly, or
Well, maybe I didn't put it in correctly, but I changed the password.
okay, you want me to change it back to where?
Yeah.
I mean, when I sent you the email, you logged in after that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're logging in. Is it automatically filling in your password?
No.
You have to put in your password.
Well, I get these messages here. So,
Okay. Did you go through trying to reset your password?
yes. After I logged in,
Okay.
you would simply go to the
Are-
bottom.
If you're clicking on this lost password link down
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
don't do that. You know what your password is,
Yeah.
right? Just put your password in.
How do we know? I don't know
wouldn't
what
take
my
that.
password is. Do you,
Well, I gave
I'm sorry.
I gave everybody a password to start with
Well,
and
I-
told you to go in and change it. I can't be responsible for if you've changed them.
Screw-ups.
I mean, I can go back and change them again. Um,
But it didn't like the new password either. So I tried to use the one you.
He's not going to come back when we need membership. I can tell you that.
You believe it? Huh? You believe it? Here's the one he gave.
and
you.
you're FS Sailor, right?
Yeah.
FFL
That was the
Sailor.
FFL.
first one I think they
Yeah.
gave you, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I just happened
TV.
to write it down.
SC
Why would I have not?
But you told
1,
me to
8.
change it. So I didn't.
TV.
That was where solid caps.
Okay, so
and
you did
small
manage to
C,
change it. And
18.
when you changed it, I'll change it back to that password again.
Would you want to try the password I used to see?
I'm sure. Hold on. Let me
Okay, now back to this
log out here.
menu structure. Okay, you said just.
So you can go into
you
post.
just go back to.
You can go into post and then say put it on a
RWC,
All lower.
all lower.
RWC
0144
0144
0144.
0144.
Yeah.
That's not it. Okay, so let's do this. Let me log in and we'll set that as your password.
Well, you give technical passwords.
Yes.
I give something like Zoe Wowie.
Jin Jin.
Jin Jin, yeah. Nothing technical about me.
Peppy.
It's Peppy, right?
Hmm. Okay, I think I know.
Okay,
how to
so
do that.
your password is
RWC
RWC
0144
0144
0144.
Okay. Okay, so that's what it is. Update user. Okay, so let me log out.
Raindrops theme notes.
RWC
RWC
0144.
0144
Yeah.
That should do it. It logged you in.
That worked.
When you change, I had mentioned if you need to change your password and you're logged in, if you go in the upper right hand corner, you should see your name, Howdy, whatever your name is there, and then you can edit your profile,
Oh.
and you can make some changes to whatever you want in here. But down at the bottom where it says new password, it generates a password. Now it's giving you this, generated password that's cryptic, that nobody else could ever guess in a gazillion years, no matter how many monkeys they had. And you can just put in whatever your password is. if they feel that it's not, if they feel that it's weak, you have to check this at the bottom to confirm that you're going with the weak password. And they think that most everything's weak. Let me just say that.
I'm
So
glad-
I mean
I'm glad to
I
know
wouldn't
that.
be too concerned. Do something that
Well, it doesn't
you
have my
can-
bank account numbers on it or anything,
No.
so.
do something that works for you. I mean, I have a couple of different passwords in some varieties, or some that I've just added a letter for a particular website. You know, if it's, I might add a TV at the end or TVS for the singles club, or SC at the end of my normal one. Just add that at the end. Sometimes I've been more likely recently to be adding some kind of a punctuation, like an exclamation or pound or some other odd character. It only helps a little bit.
So in order to change the sub-items under each of those headings, then you can just move those around too?
Mm-hmm.
I can take the president's message and put it down to past events or something in the same way by dragging it down there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can also, if you come up with a new category, which I believe you started a new category for something, I don't remember, a post, let me look at these posts here.
President's message was one of them.
No, there was something else.
I don't remember.
Country night.
Country night.
But I was
Oh,
wrong.
you did that.
I
Okay,
did that.
right, yeah, okay. I remember seeing it here. The categories will show up. I actually have, just for my own preference, I frequently have tabs, and every browser has tabs today. And I have a tab of what it looks like on the outside, and then I have my inside tab that I'm working on. You know what a tab is?
No.
Do you know
I
what
know what
file
it is
folders are?
Yeah.
Do you know how they got little tabs? You get 3-up tabs.
Okay. Mhm.
It's the same thing on a computer. If you look at the top here, this is a tab. This is a tab. This section here, you can see them. There's light and dark here. Those are called tabs. You see those going across?
Not very well. Okay. Oh, well.
Look on, bring up your posts.
Mhm.
Bring up all posts and you'll see that.
Well, no,
Tabs.
that's not where the tab is. See this dividing line right here? See it here and here?
Oh, the gray one and the white.
The lighter one. They're tabs. They're like on a tab on a file
folder,
folders?
yeah.
Yes.
3 tabs?
Yeah.
Well, I've got 3 tabs up here. 1 tab, 2 tabs, 3 tabs.
Okay.
And each one has a different page, web page.
Okay. What's a web page?
Here's a web page. Here's a web page. That's that's listing of the post. And here's a web page that's looking at the menus. Each one of them is a page.
All right. So you could have lots of tabs.
Absolutely.
Oh. Okay.
And I mean, I try to save myself time instead of having to click on, view it and then have to go edit and view and edit and view. I just have a page that's already set up on the outside and the inside. I maybe have many insides and one outside or more than one outside.
So inside and outside. I'm going to
Front-
clarify these things in my head. So inside and outside means what's visible on the screen or what you're working with?
No,
Or
what people see.
that's okay.
Okay.
What's visible on
We can have a public side and the
okay.
developer side,
Okay.
or the front room and the back room, or the like a restaurant would have a front room and back room. I think that's what they call it. Whatever makes sense, in or out, or out
Okay.
being
If you want the
outside and
public to
inside.
see it or you don't.
Right.
period.
Well, I mean, it's not, it's what you can see because you're privileged, you're an administrator. And then what people see on the outside is what is the public view. So, however, whatever
Okay,
terms you
just-
want, but
okay.
this tabs, if you haven't been using tabs, tabs have been around for quite a while. Instead of having, I could have, now I have a Macintosh and it actually does Windows better than Windows does Windows. And so I have, to arrange these. Everybody on Windows seems to always go full screen, and they're only looking at one thing at a time. Where, right? Well, how many times do you have your screen looking like this, where you've got 3 separate
Oh,
windows?
yes.
Do you do
Often.
that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, instead of doing that, what I'm suggesting here is to say, I'm going to put all 3 of these windows into one window, and each of these separate windows will become a tab. So I can actually, and you can do this on a PC also, just to drag this tab, and I'm putting it from this window into this window. See how it goes up here? It makes room for it. And if I let go, that window's in there, and I've got this window, this page, and I can do the same thing here by dragging this tab into here. Now I've got 3 tabs going across here. 1, 2, 3. So that's what I was getting at, is just that you have an outside and an inside page, so that you can, for instance, saving the, you save, you make changes to the menu, you save it, and well, now how do you go look at it? Well, all I have to do is just come back out here onto this tab, reload this page. And there's always going to be a reload, which is going to be typically a, like almost a circle with an arrow, like this is here. And sometimes they're over on the left with Chrome, or with Chrome it'll be up, I think it's on the left, and maybe even what am I thinking of? Firefox may be someplace else in there. But anyway, so anyway, back to the menus. These menus can be moved around however you want, up and down. You can arrange them however you want. I would think about what for the future, when you get into where you have a database where your database is in here, and you're going to require people get logged in to see certain things, that you make a menu item that is the entry point into that area. So anything, for instance, if we said everything that's in the membership menu, you'd have to be a member logged in. We can make that so that any page that's on here, any entry that's on here, you have to be logged in for that to see. Much like right now, people that aren't logged in, people who are not administrators, don't see this menu.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I checked it out.
That's what I put it in there for. So, let's see. You had I just want to see what Roger did here, if anything. You started putting some pictures in, and you started putting slider in.
That
Right.
didn't come up on the slider though.
Let's go look.
When you say slider, you mean for the home page?
Yeah.
Well, it won't come on the home page. It's only going to come up on this page because that's what you're working on. Let me see.
Even if it makes it the slider, the first page slider?
The first page slider's in here twice, just like he did it. There's only one slider in here right now. I mean, that's all I created. He has added the first page, the slider that's also shown on the first page is being shown here twice because he entered it twice.
But it's not showing on the home page.
It's still on the home page.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's still on the homepage, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't, you know, it's
Right there, it's not there.
It's there. It's right there. That's the homepage slider. It's
Right, but that
So
picture's not
So
there.
that slider.
oh no. Oh, okay, let me. This picture's not here.
Yeah.
Right,
Correct, because that picture is only on this page, this post, and let's.
The slider is the thing that goes off and on. You bring that slider into that, like the stock market, right?
Yeah.
So you put it into that that thing that moves, and it's part of that, right?
The sliders have to be defined, and there's only one defined slider, and I can see the ID is number 1, and see the reason it was showing up twice was because it was down here at the bottom. It has nothing to do with this picture. The picture is by itself. Okay.
Mud.
Okay. Well.
I'll be honest.
Okay. Well, let me, because I've put some tutorials together. I want to step through those, and just because it covers some of this. I didn't cover the slider, but the slider, front page slider, unless you want a different slider elsewhere, that's going. Right now, the slider is set up to show only categories front page slider. So if you make a post with that's categorized front page slider, it's going to show up in a front page slider. If you want to have one if you want to have a slider that shows up in the About Us, you make a second slider, and you would have a category that would be for the About Us slider. I mean, it's kind of like an album or gallery where you're only going to show certain things, and the slider shows posts in a specific category.
I want to make that.
so you can't just throw pictures into the slider. Say you had a new event, you want to throw pictures.
They're
in
not
it.
pictures, they're posts. And the posts have to have a feature picture to show up in the slider, and you can have text to it or whatever, but it's a link to that post is what that is.
So the sentence you just said, the slider shows posts.
That are in the category that they have been defined for. And right now we only have one, and it's the front page slider, and we've got a category that matches that term word for word.
Okay, that it is defined for.
Yeah.
Okay, good note.
Okay. So in our admin area, in the tutorials, I've set how to add a new post. Okay, did you get to
I gotta go back to the,
to the outside?
yeah. Oops. Where am I?
Where is that under admin?
Go to visit site right here.
Oh, there it is, okay,
Or you can just click on this, they both do the same thing.
okay.
Okay, and then go under admin
Mm-hmm,
tutorials.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So adding a new post. Now this is where having a tab is handy, because I can follow along, or in this particular case, it might be an advantage to have this as a separate window. Or if you've got an iPhone a phone, a smartphone, or a tablet of some sort, you could have this on the tablet, and you could be, you could be going through the tablet, have the instructions on the tablet, and using the computer to follow along.
Well, I'll print them out.
Or you can print it out,
Yeah.
yes.
So would you define the difference between a category and a post? We're gonna post to a category.
A post is um, is a um, a post is a place where you can put photos, text, graphics and text in. It's like a memo. It's like a word processing document. Let's say that.
Oh,
Okay, and one of the biggest difference between a page and a post, because when you get into that interface, they are the same. You've got the same toolbar, you've got the same area to write in, to type into and stuff. The only difference is that a post post can have categories.
Okay, I'm gonna make that. On Weebly, the pages,
They only had pages.
right, and so
Right.
that's
And-
where
and-
my confusion comes in.
Right, and let's say let's say that a post is like a mini page, because they are there's when we look at a let me make a new post, and over here I'll make a new page.
I'm very hesitant about having tutorial open to everybody.
It's not open to everybody
Oh,
because it's
okay.
in the administrative area.
Oh, okay.
That's
And that
why I
doesn't
put-
show on your-
and much
that's the
like
in and out part.
much like for members and non-members, there would be a members area, just like we're seeing the admin area when you're logged in. They don't see it when they're browsing, going through the site. Okay, so here's the screen with the post.
Add new post.
Okay,
I'm on the tutorial.
just watch up here. Okay, I just want you to notice the difference between this page, this, and this. Do you see any different?
Do that again.
Is it better like one, or is
Getting
it
my
better
eyes
with two?
tested.
Is it
Better
better with
this?
one or two? There is no difference.
I don't see one.
Okay, the only difference is this category section right here on the right
Mhm.
side. That's the difference. As far as what you can put in them, they're both the same. But a post is more for static information about us, how how the club began, how to contact us, things like that are static. They're not going to change. Posts are for things that there's activities, your Christmas parties. We had a Christmas party this year, or last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Each one is a post, and they're on the category of Christmas, or they could also be in the category of holiday, and they would show up in both. And that's one of the things that is nice, is that you can have one post can be in multiple categories. I mean, it could be a holiday, or it could be Christmas, it could be 4th of July and still be a holiday.
Or
If you
it
click
could
on the
be,
holidays, you'd see 4th of July, Memorial Day, Christmas, New Year's. Or if you had a separate category for New Year's and 4th of July, you'd only see those.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
A little better than the other time.
Okay. But anyway, once you understand, you've had word processors where you've got bold and italic and lists, numbered lists and bulleted lists and left and right justification. All of that is in that toolbar that's in both the post and the pages. So it's identical. So anyway, to add a new post, there's two ways that you can find to add a new post. One is that I've got. Are you on the tutorial page?
I am.
Okay. You just scroll down, or go back up a bit. Okay.
Add your content.
Okay,
That's
so you can see the plus at the top right now, and you can see where you can make a post or a page, or add a new user, or add media, in there. But anyway, we're looking specifically for a new post. So I can make a post from that section in it of the menu bar going across the top, or we can do it from the sidebar where it says posts. Let me get where this pop out comes out towards it says new. So where the pop out comes out when you're on the dashboard. Okay. Let me see the TV's not. Okay. All right, so so either of those will start a new post. Either one of those, and it's a blank. It's a blank area. You can start adding text as you would with a word processor. Just type things in, make it bold. You do not want to be concerned about which font, what's, things like that, because that's one of the things about this is that WordPress is that it's going to make everything consistent. All your text is going to be the same style. If you want to change all of it, you can change all of it, but you just want to have one style for consistency. There are, if you've done any word processing, you may have used style sheets. No? Yes? Okay. Style sheets basically says all the titles, you might have different, subtitles. They're all going to be the same, so they match throughout the book or the document. And that's the same thing we have in here. We have 6 different size headings from large to small, and we have a pre-formatted and then a paragraph. Pre-formatted is more like just like typewriter text kind of stuff. And that's typically only used for, like, if you have to include some kind of a code thing that has to be, because they're monospaced. Each character is the same width, where all the rest of the fonts are as wide as the character's needs. So you're free to type whatever you want in here, bold stuff, italic stuff, as needed. You can have a numbered list where each time you type, make a new, let me do that again, first, and it will keep adding the numbers in front.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to zoom in here? So as I'm typing this and go to the next line, it automatically puts that in. I can make this, instead of numbers, if I want these just to be bullets, I can take and make them bullets. So they're points. And if I go back up to the first and I want to add something, it's going to add another bullet. Mm-hmm. However, if I want to type a paragraph, it'll won't make each line a new one. It makes it like a paragraph. But if for whatever reason that you need to actually have a second line that's still, that needs to be different in some fashion, if you hold down the Shift key and hit return, you can do part A.
That's a nice little
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shift return again, I can do part
B.
So okay. So that's a nice way of doing that and still having them still tied together.
Okay.
Okay, so do you have a question?
No.
Once you are
I want to know
Oops, excuse me, I'm
how
kicking you.
I get Sylvia's letter from my desktop to here.
Okay. I will find something.
Or am I getting ahead of myself?
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm adaptable.
Not like us old fogies.
I have a
You're going
suggestion
golfing after
for
this,
next time, if he's
Jim?
sitting
Not
here.
today. Yes,
Not today?
I went
Oh,
yesterday.
Hmm?
If Jim was sitting
I'm going
here,
to
I could see
lunch,
the
so-
screen without.
You can't see. You move over.
Oh, here. Which way you want me to sit over here?
Yeah, then I could see the screen.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So you said from Sylvia's, from your desktop to where?
Well, to.
How do you paste something like
How,
this?
well, I can paste it, but can't you upload it or?
Hmm.
No, you have to paste it?
Mm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, yeah. One thing. Let me. Let's say that I want to put this in. Okay. I want to put this section here. I want to just copy this and put it in. So I will select, highlight it,
Mhm.
go up to copy. It's going to be in your edit menu. Copy. Then I'll go to the post. I'm going to just delete this. Now, because that, let's see what happens here. If I paste this in, it actually brought in the 1 and 2 formatting. Okay, it brought in that list formatting. But let's say that's not what you want to do, because frequently you will find that when you paste something that came from a word processor, that the formatting is going to get messed up. So what I do suggest is there's a little tool, this little, like a briefcase with a T, or it's more like a clipboard with a T on it. And I'm going to enable that before I paste. And now when I paste, the formatting did not come through. Okay, and I would suggest anytime you paste something is to use that little clipboard with the T on it to get into that mode, so that it strips all of the formatting out, and as necessary go back and put whatever you want back into it.
So if I wanted to add, okay, so let me. Okay, so just go like this, and then do I use the keyboard quite often.
I do too. Command C or your
Okay.
Control C.
So then you go
Control
into
V.
post.
Mm-hmm.
You go into new post. Okay, come on. And you do Command V. Oh, I got something. Ah,
Okay, let's go back to where you were
Okay.
to start with.
okay, let's.
Were you on it? Now, see, you've got tabs up here.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so
Instead
of going back and forth, you go to the page that you
Okay.
want to copy.
So I wanted. It was part of the tutorial.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I went down and did a.
Okay. Copy that. Okay. Go to make a new post. Okay, you have to have patience. Clicking on it twice doesn't make it any faster. It actually makes it slower,
Okay.
because now the one that was coming stops, and you
There,
have
I
to bring
got
a
it.
new one.
I got it.
Okay.
That's
Now,
my
do this.
fault.
Go down below.
Okay.
Just go down to another line down here.
Oh.
Oh, no, don't paste it. Okay, go. Okay.
No.
Click on. Oh, you don't. Okay. This.
What? No, yeah. What are these little icons here? Okay.
What she doesn't see.
Insert at insert is the little paper clip. Insert read
Okay,
more.
no, here, see, there's a toolbar toggle that, see, I'm seeing, you're not seeing that menu, that second row. This, right here,
That one,
next,
that one.
that one. Okay, so now here's the T. Click on the T and then paste it again.
Click on the T.
This T here.
Oh, what is that?
That's what I was trying to explain
funny
to you, and
little
you couldn't
symbol.
see it.
Nope, everything's dead.
Okay, so let me go to,
Do this again.
make a new,
I don't know what this means. Paste
Okay.
is now in plain text.
I'm going to
So what does
right
that T
click.
mean? To paste it the way it is, or
No, that's gonna strip the formatting out.
oh? And if you want to keep the formatting, you
I will strongly suggest toggle toolbar, so you get the second row.
Oh, that's what that is.
That's where,
Okay.
that's why she wasn't seeing that.
Okay,
Now you've got two tabs here.
oh, yes, I do.
Outside,
Outside and inside,
inside.
inside. Mine, yours.
Okay, so it will strip the formatting out, and you will frequently, if it's coming from Word, you definitely want to strip out the formatting, because there's going to be what winds up happening is here. For instance, let's say that when you pasted something in, that it broke this sentence
Mhm.
into two. Well, when I change the width of it, it's going to make this word here. This should have been back up here, and it's just the way some of the word processors work, where the ends of the lines are. There shouldn't be any character there. But I've seen so many people use tabs to get to a new line, and that's not the way to do things. So I will suggest stripping it out and going in and just cleaning whatever's cleaning up however it's needed.
With that little T.
With this little T, and it gets into a mode. Now, if for instance, if you forget, okay, let me paste in here. So I forgot. I didn't want the 1 and the 2 because that's part of the formatting. I'm going to select this, and there's this little eraser that's next to the T that says clear formatting. Well, in this case it didn't. But if I did, if I made this bold, made this italic. So now if I select all of this and click on the erase formatting, it'll strip out the bold and italic stuff. There are other, in the second one here, because you hadn't seen that, there are some other things in here that you can have strike through. You can have a horizontal line. You can set the text color, you know, if you'd like. If you want to highlight this by having it red, you can do that if need be. You can, if you need to insert a special kind of character, you come in here and say, well, that you want to put a trademark sign in there. Those things are available right there. If you want to indent the paragraph, and it's not a line, most everything has to be dealing with the paragraph. You can increase the indent, and sometimes it makes things read better. So you can increase it and decrease it. You can make it left centered, right justified, just like a word processor. If you say that you want to make a link to something, you would select the what you want to be the link and click on this insert. It's like a chain link. Insert edit link, and you click on this, and then you type in wherever you want it to go. Google.com.
How do you add, what are you clicking on?
The chain link.
To attach a link of the
To-
little
to-
paperclip?
Well, it's a chain link actually. Okay, but you have to have some text selected because that's going to be the link. And then when you click on it, it gives you you can either paste an entry. For instance, if I went to, I would go up and copy this URL for the tutorials, and if I wanted to make that the link, then I would just paste that in down here, and it becomes the link when you would click on that. It doesn't have to be, I've seen so many things that say click here, click here, click here, and it's a link that goes someplace. I would rather say, I'd rather have see that if you just say click here, but click here to go to this certain page, and that whole thing could be a link. You don't have to just click on the word here. So anyway, back to the tutorial part of it. Let's see. Be sure to this is more like a checklist here for you to do. Add whatever content you want. I'll show you how to do the photos and galleries. Select a category so that it comes up someplace. Tags, keywords. They're similar to categories, but they're kind of independent. They have no structure. They're keywords. And you could put in blue to add a category. A tag rather. New. And then if I want to choose from a list, there is a choose from a list down here where I can see what categories have been used already, and the ones that are bigger in size, has been used more. So new members and Block Party and breakfast have been used much more than Christmas as a tag, and it's another way of trying to organize things or let people find things quicker. They could do the same thing by doing a search, search for the word Christmas, but this is just a tag for Christmas.
Do we need a search?
Don't we have one on the homepage?
There is a search. There is a search. I think, yes, you do need a search. If you don't want that, we can take that off.
No, I think we need a search.
Yeah, there's a search on at the very top right side.
So if you did a search on new,
Search on Christmas.
Go to the homepage. You find it.
If I searched on Christmas, I would essentially be doing the same thing as clicking on this keyword here for Christmas. However, you might have an article about a party, and you just mentioned that it was on December 25th, and you didn't say it was Christmas. You could give it a keyword of Christmas.
Yeah.
That way, it would come up because they searched for the word Christmas, even though this could have been just December 5th party, and if it had tag of Christmas, it would have come up. Even though it didn't have the word within the body of the text. Let me go back. I'm going to suggest that you do a featured image, and the reason I suggest that is that when we are looking at go to another page here. When we're looking at a list of things, Christmas things, whatever they are, it's nice it's not necessary to have one, but it's nice to be able to see these where you've got some kind of a picture here, and then there's a continued reading to where you can see the rest of it. Now,
So if you have several pictures, that one would come up when that post comes up.
one picture will come up. Now here I made a little mistake here, so let's see why this April 11th has the feature picture on the left, and then it's got all these pictures here, and this one here only has the one picture and there's no other pictures, even though, and the same thing here. This is what it should look like, is one picture and, you know, some highlights of that event. Now I actually goofed up on this one, so I'm going to go in here and edit this one, and I'll show you what I did. I'm going to, now that I've gotten to here, I can either click on edit at the bottom here. There's a little edit here, or I can click edit post up here. So either way, I'm going to come in here. What I meant to do after notes, oh, I see this more that's down here? This more is actually in the wrong place. This actually should have been up here. So like that. Meaning that this much, anything above the more will show up when it's in the list view. And when you actually go to look at this specific event, that more line won't show anymore. But there, because we do have a featured image down here, let's go back and look at this again. So I look in the post. Okay, so this is what the post should look like, all these pictures. But when I was in the Got Talent here, this is what shouldn't have been here. So I'm going to reload, because this is coming from history. I'm just going to reload this, and we'll see that these pictures will go away. This is what it should. You should see the featured image, some highlights or notes of that event, and then its continued reading is where the more line comes in.
That's where you see the rest of the pictures.
Right, that's where you separate the whole thing from the picture, so you don't see the pictures. Here, when I come in here and click on continue reading, I see all the pictures. Like that. So what I was suggesting was to add a feature image, and let me go back down here, and on the lower right you're going to see a featured image area, and because we've got two places where pictures go. There's one that comes with WordPress, and there's one that because you have so many pictures, we want to be able to group them better in a gallery. So we're going to use a picture from the Next Gen gallery, because they've already been uploaded, for whatever event you find the event we're looking at, for, you know, and then we can, you know, pick one of these that you know makes sense. And down here is use feature image. Now you'd also see that it says insert into post. That's different than using as a featured image, but I'll show you exactly how that works. You click on insert, it goes to saving. Once it says saving, it says done, and that goes away, and then we can just close this, and we now see this featured image right here.
Now, what page is that on?
This is on a post, on a new post that I'm
on
making.
Post,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you will only, I'm pretty sure you only
So
find.
that little picture will go on the side of the post.
It'll show up right here on the
Okay,
left
okay.
side. Okay. When you're looking at a list of events, a list of you know, whatever you're looking at. If it was a search for new members, well, let's just say the word new, you will find that we got newsletters. Okay, and I put that graphic in there so that we have something there instead of just nothing.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Now this membership form, because that's a separate. These are actually being shown as pages here, but because we did a search, we're seeing everything that it found the word new.
This next gen gallery is all pictures.
No,
No.
We actually have in here. Let me just go. Let me make a new. Manage galleries. New tab. You can upload PDF files, and let me see if I put those in here or not.
When I log on, it says 702 pages. Is that how many pages we actually have? No.
It's a number of hits or something. People
Say that
that
again?
looked at it. That's what I thought he was.
When I log on, there's a little banner below it, and it says 702 pages.
No, it
Is that-
says read it again.
Okay. Well, I'm out now.
It actually says page views.
Page views,
Okay, down here.
704. Is that, we have 704 page views?
There have 700 and the pages have been viewed 704
Oh,
times.
okay. I know what you mean now. Okay.
So because I just turned that on, when was it here? Tuesday? From Tuesday, we've had almost 700 hits, if you want to call it.
Oh, that have gone to our website.
People that, I mean, they may have gone and looked at 10 different pages, but they were that many there. We can see,
Oh, not 703 people.
pardon? Not people.
One person could have looked at 703
Correct.
pages.
Right, and
Okay.
we are, and don't be surprised, we've got some people from India and Bangladesh
No,
looking
I
at.
saw France the other day.
It happens. I mean, there's the bad guys have no borders, and they have. I mean, these might be people that are in the United States using a way that you've seen on CSI and other TV programs where there are signals bouncing all over the earth and stuff. They can do that. So let's see if we look in the United States. We've had, now this is more accurate, we've had 153 people, 153 visits,
Okay.
but look at all the states you've got. Florida, California. Now, what's the makeup of your club as far as snowbirds and?
Maybe half and half.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't surprise me that some of these are snowbirds that aren't here looking at your website.
Right.
Oh.
I'll bet.
So, I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing to see, to kind of keep
So
track
where
of.
do you
Get to
get to
that.
that?
Okay, I just clicked on where this page views is. I just click on this,
Oh, page views. Okay.
just click on it, and
Okay, that gives you.
this gives you some of the information. And if you want to
okay.
see details, you can click on
Last
here.
new visitor, Florida. Newest country, India.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And then if you want to see the states, you got to click on the little plus.
Yesterday, 99. Boy, people were busy yesterday.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Country list.
It is. Okay, let's.
Look, this. If you ever need a whole country list, this gives them.
Now, if you'd like, I can make that have the country flags on the outside.
No, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
it was more concerned about how, I was just curious myself of how many people are coming to visit. And you're probably getting close to 1,000 a week.
1,000 other countries.
No.
1,000 people from other countries.
No, you're getting, people are going to, they're clicking, well, over 700, but it's not Tuesday yet. We could see it may be 800, a week. They're coming in here and going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. One person does one page, and somebody got their one page and it was by mistake because they were looking for something else, and it's hard to tell. But the thing is that there's a significant number of people coming here, and only a few from India and Bangladesh. Which, do you have any single people from there?
We do.
Probably.
We
India.
do. That girl, isn't that one girl that comes quite often? Isn't she from India?
Yeah.
What's
Is
her
she
name?
is she a snowbird?
Nina, huh?
Is she a snowbird, or is she here permanently?
She's here permanent, but she
Okay.
goes back to visit family.
Yeah, that could be. Could be. But my guess, it would be the bad guys trying to get in. But just
Yeah, I don't
a
think
guess.
she's checking from over there. See what-
Well, if those bad guys want to take over, they can, huh, fellas?
Yeah, have at it.
I have. I've set up some precautions for you. One, that it's being backed up every day. The other is that let me do this. I've added a couple of things to see who's trying to get in.
Oh,
Oh, you can actually tell
Yeah,
who and when.
yeah, we can. This, I don't think that
Some
nobody's.
married people to see what's going on out there in single life. I'm getting a divorce.
Here's where I can tell you MJ logged in
Huh?
February. Oh, that was today. Um, user.
Come on, Sally.
Well, you haven't had too many bad guys try to log in, which is good. But I've noticed in some of my other sites that it's getting some sites worse than others. But this doesn't seem to be too bad. I've also added something called Word Fence, which also has the same kind of thing where it's trying to watch for things. This attack thing that they're showing here, this is there for all of their sites. So, so they're getting,
that's where
almost 2 million per day, or per hour, I should say. That's for Word Fence, all of their sites they're looking at. So I mean, but so just that there are bad guys trying to get in, and they're blocking many
and that's their
10
success.
almost 2 million an
How
hour
do we
they're
get
blocking.
there?
That's in Word Fence.
Oh, okay. Another software.
That's a plug-in here, and it's just to kind of watch things. It will notify. It can notify you of different things and stuff, but we're not doing the premium thing. We're just kind of going along here with what the free thing is. Anyway, back to the tutorial.
Okay, back to the tutorial.
We added a feature image. Okay, then the next thing we can do is we can, let's say this was Christmas 2016. So because I want all these posts come in in chronological order with the most current at the top. We want to give this, it would be silly to see Christmas 2016 at the top with 2017 underneath. Okay, so when we have where it says publish immediately, we got some choices here where we can set it to where we want this to be December 25th.
Oh, that's, so if I was going on vacation,
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah.
Okay, so and let's say that you had a Christmas party on Christmas Day that started at you've got to do military time here.
oh, you
It's-
do military
Yeah,
time.
so yeah, that's just so it's gonna be 1800 would be 6 o'clock, and then you publish this and it's gonna fall in chronologically with all your other events. You know where all the 2016s are.
Oh, even though you're publishing it.
Oh yeah, you're
Now,
publishing it
it's gonna
today.
come back-
It's gonna fall in the back of the line
Where?
where it should be.
Okay.
Now, if you're on vacation and you write an article that's about that you don't want to be seen until
So we quit.
Valentine's Day,
Somebody's out.
and you want it to be at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're on a cruise. You write this article about Valentine's about something that you want to see there. You don't want it for some reason to become there before Valentine's Day, but you want it to be there on Valentine's Day. You could put a future date on there, and it'll be scheduled. And when I do this, it'll actually change that it's now scheduled for February 14th. We have on one of the computer clubs guys, they go on a world cruise, then they're gone for 4 months, and they set up all these things going forward, and
Wow.
it's like they're still there. I mean, it's like they're still here, I should say.
Yeah, you don't know where they are.
We follow them on Facebook. It's kind of fun. To be gone for 4 months, I'd be beside myself.
Oh, me too.
But they enjoy it. They've been on, I don't know, 10 or 15 or so cruises, round the world cruise every year. So anyway, that's how you would save that for the future. So it'll get scheduled. What else did I save here? Oh, okay. Let me go back here, and I'm going to edit this. And one of the things I can do, I can save as a draft. For instance, if I'm writing an article, or the two of you are writing an article of some sort, and you want to write some, and she wants to write some, and she wants to proofread, you can just save as draft. You know, you just save it as a draft, and its status would be shown as a draft. And then once it gets final approval, because we've got this scheduled, let me.
Where, I thought all those little pictures were under Next Gen Featured Image.
Okay, tell me what you're doing.
Okay, I put something in, I put something to be posted, and then I went under tags,
No, keep going down. Featured images under.
featured image, and I
Okay.
said set Next Gen Featured Image.
Okay.
I wanted to go in there and put our logo in.
Click on that. Okay. What gallery is it in?
What are all those ones, what are all those?
This is going to be in the next section, but go ahead. Click on. It says no gallery.
No gallery,
Okay, click on that so you can pick a gallery.
okay.
Go all the way down to the bottom. There's one called graphics.
Oh,
Oh, no, yeah.
oh, great,
Okay. See if it's in. It's probably, and then click on select.
okay.
Click on select to the right.
Graphics is under, okay.
Okay, there's I think there's 2 pages here. I don't know if go to the second page up on top where it says next.
It's on page 2, page 1, previous, okay, previous.
Okay, I don't know that your logo is in here. Which
Well, I
logo?
thought
It
I
is.
saw, I
I
saw
saw
it, I saw it, yeah, where,
saw
how
it.
do I get to that whole
I
screen
forgot
full
where it
of
was, but I saw it.
graphics?
Okay, then go to cancel that. Or just X that out.
Okay,
Click on the set featured image you want to put.
okay,
It's probably
media library, okay, that's
there you
it,
That's where it
yes.
was.
right. Then you can use that as a featured image. And you may say, well, anytime that you can't find one, use that.
Featured, yeah,
Use that as a featured image.
yeah,
You know,
okay.
And in there, in that same place, the media library, whatever that is, there's another one that's TVSC.
Yes,
Okay, where did that come from?
I made that.
Oh, okay.
However, that is where that is um, this is difficult to see. See it right here?
Yes.
So it's an icon for the URL.
Now, I got note from president, but it didn't put the logo in it.
Okay, so anyway, so that's I put that on there just to put it up on top.
Sorry.
Because it's five. I mean, it's here. It's only like 32 pixels by 32, but on the picture that's there, it's 512. So it would fit. You could use that also. Okay, yours.
I clicked that logo and it came and it didn't put that on.
Where are you at?
Yeah, this is the home page.
That's not the home page. This is notes from the president.
Oh, okay.
Notes from the president. Okay.
But okay, so I didn't click homepage slider.
Okay, no. Get the slider out of your mind.
Okay,
Stop dealing with the slider.
okay. So I needed categorize.
Well, click on categorized, uncategorized. I mean, let's see. Just click on that. It's right there.
Okay.
This only shows up when it's in a list, and this is the list. Okay, when you were looking at when you clicked on this, that was one note.
So that just, okay.
It only the featured image only shows up when you're looking at a list of posts.
Oh, okay.
If you want to use the same one on the inside, you have to put it into the page, which is almost where I'm going. Okay, so if I wanted to, okay, so here I've got this this first paragraph, and I want to add a photo to this. I'm going to click on Add Media at the top here, and I've got two places to get things from. The photos that come up from the media library are those that have been used as featured images. They get transferred from the Next Gen gallery into this section. So you can use them if you like. Otherwise, if you're looking for something from a specific event, like here's a Christmas party from 2016, and we come up and I click on show, and I want to show the full-size image, and there's a reason for that, and I click insert into post. Now this is the same interface we had when we used Next Gen Gallery to use as a featured image, but this time we want to insert it into the post. So now this picture is too big, so I'm just going to make it a little smaller, and we'll see that the picture now has the text is just kind of following it on the right. I actually want it to be up here, so here's the choices I have above. I've got the graphic on the left with the text wrapping on the right, with it splitting top and bottom to the right, which is, actually I want to have the picture on the right, so I can just click on that. Now the picture's on the right and the text is on the left. I can say, no, I didn't like that. I want to go back this way.
Which one of those top icons did you click to get this little
I just click on the picture
on the picture? Okay.
and I get this little toolbar here
Okay.
that's specific to this. If I made a mistake and don't want this, I can remove it. If I want to have, because we didn't have anything, because we started at the top, there's no text above it, but we can have the text to the left or the text to the right by doing that.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Very good.
there's these, when we get a little more, there are some other options to say, well, what I really want is that when they click on this, because I didn't want the picture overwhelming the article, I want to leave the picture small, but I want people to be able to click on it. So here's where I can edit, and I want the link. You may not do this all the time, but you want the link to go to the image. And I'm going to say okay. In this case, I'm just going to preview this just to see what this looks like. And here, when I click on this, I will get the full picture. And I have to go back.
So I can call up the one I just said, message from Sylvia. I can go back and call that up and put a picture in there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, quick edit. Is it under quick edit?
Yeah, you add it to edit into
Okay.
it. Okay, and then you see where it says add media at the top left above the
Add media, yes.
media.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Add media. Okay,
So
so
you
I
can either add one of these pictures
Okay.
or go into the next gen gallery where it would be. Now,
let's add-
just before, okay, let's just cancel this, close that up with the X at the top right. You have to be concerned about where it's going to be. You have to have, the cursor has to be blinking someplace. And that's where the picture's going to go.
Okay. So you go into
Now you might want to be, I would go like into this first paragraph, the beginning of the paragraph. Okay, now go to the add
add
media.
media. Insert into
Uh-huh.
post.
Yep.
Okay.
Now click on this. Okay, now you want the text left or the right? There you go.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, that wraps around it.
Mhm.
Very nice. Will I be able to do this like this when we with membership, when I send out emails from here? You said I'll still be using MailChimp though, huh?
You can use, once you have the membership in here,
Yeah.
once you have the membership in here, you can actually send the page right from here to your membership.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
So you can write the newsletter and just say, ship it out.
That's good to know. Yeah.
Now, if you, I haven't used MailChimp specifically myself. Because it is formatted HTML, I'm not sure that you might be able to just be able to share that page into MailChimp and have it send it out as is. I don't know exactly how that works. I will do some investigating on that.
But we're not doing that today or
No,
tomorrow.
no.
This is what we're
That's in
doing.
the advanced class.
Well, we don't
And
wanna
in the
go- we don't wanna
advanced
go
class,
there.
then I'm going to learn how to do the newsletter online,
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
on there.
Mhm.
And everything else that I have to post, okay. Will I be able to scan in the existing one and go from there, or am I gonna?
Well,
have to-
when you scan things in, they become pictures.
Okay.
They are dots. There's no longer any text. There's just a
Okay.
dots, series of dots and stuff. And that is something that is not searchable. The words that are on there, because they're dots, they're no longer text, so you can't search for it. When I had put in, what did I put in here? Oh, I started with the bylaws.
And I gotta finish it.
I started, putting this in, and this wasn't terribly hard to do. I indented. I had because there's only a numbered list and a bulleted list. I actually had to put the A and the B on each of these lines, or you may have had it there already. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first page.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The next page has the A's and B's, I think. Yeah. Okay. So it was just a matter of me copying this, but this is a PDF, and this was, even though it looks like it's crooked. Maybe it is crooked.
Could be.
It's tilted just slightly. But I was able to copy and paste this and put it in above here. And the nice thing about this is that, if you're looking at it with an iPhone or iPad, it reflows all the text, the paragraphs and stuff, which is nice.
So how do I get the other pages in then?
Copy paste.
All of them? And will they come out with that same nice light tan background?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is something that is going to be throughout your whole website. Is going to use the same fonts, same colors on the side, the menus, the background colors. I've had, for instance, on the home page here, I had to, and these are things I just do. If you looked at what your original, well, here I've got that in a new tab. If we looked at what your original, you actually have a white background here at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I went in and found how to make that match so it actually looks like it's more incorporated with
Now,
this.
do you know how to do that calendar now, Phyllis?
Yeah, the calendars,
Yeah, the calendar
that hasn't
changed.
changed.
Oh, it hasn't changed, okay.
But then my other question is, there is an old newsletter in there.
Okay.
In membership, I think you put it. Nope. Where is it? Well, it must be in activities.
Oh, here it is here.
Where is it?
Newsletters.
Under
It's in
past
past
events?
events. And we
Okay,
can
I
rename
gotta
that
move
to,
that, yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to be past events, but yes, it's in here. And this is also this is a PDF file.
Right.
You can,
Well, it was done in Word and then became PDF.
correct. You can't, because these are, you can have multiple columns in here, but it gets a little trickier to do multiple columns.
I couldn't get that to go on Weebly. I couldn't get that.
Yeah. I can put a toolbar in here that will help you do this exactly thing, have multiple columns, like a grid, a table.
Well, we have to consider that I need to print that too for paper distribution.
Then using the PDF is fine, either way. If you are, well, let me say this, if you're doing this in Word and these are columns, when you copy and paste, if you copied and pasted, if you did a select all, copy and paste, it may actually come in as all one.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
which is fine. Really, for the web, it's fine for the web. You can print this out for paper distribution, and you can have this also as paper distribution, or you can you could paste it in write from Word, and it's just gonna be one long column instead of two.
When it's printed, is it gonna be two?
If you're printing it from the word process, if you're gonna print it from the web page, it's gonna be one column. If you open it in the PDF file, it's gonna be just as the PDF is, two
Okay,
columns.
that's mud, okay. I don't know how to get there from here, but, I'll work with it somehow.
It's because I don't. If I tried to copy this, it unfortunately copies top to bottom and disregards that there's
Right.
columns. So it becomes, if I copy that and paste it in, it becomes a mess. But if you do it from Word, it might be okay. And if you're only using bold and one font in here, it may be okay to paste it without stripping the formatting out. And that way all your
I
links
do
and stuff.
use different fonts,
Okay.
14s and 12s.
For what?
14 for the heading and
So
the 12.
the size isn't going to change, but the fonts, the particular font, this looks like it's a different font than the rest of it.
And that, of course, is all old information, so it needs to come out of there. It needs to be upgraded to our current president and activities. We have a whole new format.
I use that list a lot. We need a new one of them.
Well, I've got it upgraded. It's in the January newsletter, but I don't know how to get it on the website. That's the
I would
problem.
just do it as a PDF, but let's just, some things just do the same. And let me just show you how that will work. Once you, let me go over here and make a new post. I will add media. I will click on upload files.
This is how I'm going to add my newsletter.
Mhm.
Add media.
You're doing this, Phyllis. I don't have to write it down.
Right, I'm going to
Okay.
write it down, the
Okay.
steps. Add media.
Click on select files,
Select files.
and I'm going to find a okay, so here's a newsletter. Okay, now I renamed these from whatever you had, I believe, just to be. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember.
June and July.
Is that is that how you normally named them?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I chose this. Okay, it's uploading it. So it's you can see it in the side. It's also selected. It's got the check mark in front of it here. And I just say insert into post.
You know what, people? I'm going to have to call it a day.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
I gotta go to a
Okay,
lunch.
so it actually, because I've got a plugin that actually intercepts that, it actually put it in here as a the way it needs to see it. If I click on the preview to go, actually you're not going to see the whole thing there. You're only going to see this link. When you actually go to see what it looks like on the outside, you'll see that it's there. Okay, so that's how easy it is. All you got to do is just add it and save it.
So easy.
That's all you gotta do.
I mean, this is what you're going to see on the outside.
I know what the outside
Okay.
is now.
Okay, and this is what it's going to look like on the inside.
You know
Okay,
what? We're
I'm just-
supposed to be meeting tomorrow to train again. I
Yep.
think we need some time to digest.
Train. To play with. What do you
Yeah.
think,
What
Jim?
do you
Can we
think, Jim?
reschedule tomorrow's?
Oh, sure, if you want, sure.
Get my calendar.
Me too. Oops, mine's in my purse. Where's your purse?
This is what I plan to do tomorrow during the Super Bowl.
Oh, so you, well,
I said to the girl who's having the party, I'll bring a book.
So anyway, this is what it looks like on the inside.
okay.
So you're not going to see.
On the inside? That's what the member's gonna see?
No, you're on the inside. They're on the outside.
Oh, they're the outside, that's right. I'm inside.
I'm-
Okay.
Tell me which one works best for you: front, back, inside, outside.
No, I wanna be on the inside, you
Okay.
betcha.
All right. So that's what it's going to look like on the inside when you're doing PDFs. Okay.
You have your calendar, Roger?
And
What works for
I'm
you,
gonna write it
Jay?
down.
How far into the week are we looking?
How about Thursday,
That would be
8?
What
the,
time?
well, I have a morning at 9:30.
You already have one?
Test, yeah,
Okay.
so,
How about, the 13th,
What day is that?
Tuesday?
Oh, I can't do Tuesday.
Can't do Tuesday.
No.
what about the 9th? Did that work for you or not?
I can do, no, I have a doctor's appointment 9:45. How about the 10th, next Saturday?
Saturday?
Don't work.
That works for me. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I can't. That's Wayne's birthday.
You
Bring
can't
him
come
along.
in the
I can
morning?
come in the morning though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9:30.
Mhm,
9:30, web training,
mhm.
And what's the date on that?
the 10th.
10th.
10th, next Saturday.
That'll give you a little time to. Right.
Digest all this.
Yeah.
And you may want to go through. Because I've added a few other things on the tutorial for adding images and galleries, groups of images, how to add a gallery to a post, how to upload the photos, how to add photos to a gallery, and then how to take the gallery and put it into a post. And I've got 2 more to do here: organize the photos and just administrator duties and stuff. So
Okay.
most of the stuff, and I will put something in specifically for the PDF files because I didn't address that in here, but I will put that in here also, so you got that. But it's pretty easy.
So what I've been doing, or what I attempted to do, starting, I can continue doing that.
Oh, absolutely, do
and
whatever
it's
you
not
want.
gonna hurt
You know?
anything.
Well, you know,
may see things on there that
That's okay.
aren't relevant.
Just don't put any nudies on.
No porn.
No porn, no porn.
do you want that to be a secret page?
We will
Gotta
do
have
it.
the-
We'll
gotta
say,
have the-
"Who's
Wouldn't that be
Got-
funny if the officers and the administrative staff had their own site?
Well, we do.
We can do that. I will be the video that I took from last. I made a screen video of my voice and what we were showing on the screen from last meeting, and I'm doing the same thing for this meeting, and I will put those onto the website also as a little
And did
videos.
you tell us that only one of us can be working on the site at a time?
Oh no.
Oh,
No,
then I misunderstood.
only
something.
one person can be working on a post or page at the same time.
The same post or page.
The same post or page.
I
Yeah.
can do my poster page and you can do yours and okay.
Everybody can do their own thing. That's fine. No problems.
Okay.
It's just that if you're both trying to, there's no currently there's no way of collaborating on one thing.
Okay.
You know, so and even when because it'll show you that somebody else is working on it. Unfortunately, you could all jump into the menu area, which we did. All 3 of us were on the menus, and that was going to be a kind of a guess as who saved what at that point. You know, but fortunately, we only had one person saved. That was you.
Okay. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Look at this, fellas, look at this. this, I put,
What happened to your
oh,
slides?
guys, come move in, look at how he has the bed, and I put, this will be ready when it goes into a nursing